We're now joined by Oryem, Nyeko, human rights activist and researcher at Human Rights Watch Africa Division. Thank you so much for joining us, Oryem. Judges will be handing down the sentence at a later date. We're hearing that Ongwen faces a possibility of life behind bars. Some are saying that initially he was a victim himself. Do you think that the ICC might consider striking a balance between those issues, the atrocities that he committed, and considering that he had been forced into this as well?
Well, thank you. Our messaging is that they should strike a balance in the sentencing, in that they should use that as a mitigating factor, in that he was abducted into and forcibly conscripted into the LRA as a child. While he obviously has been convicted on respect of crimes that he committed as an adult, which is a reflection of what the law that the ICC is governed by provides. I think it's really important to take into account the particular circumstances that he faced as having that both victim and perpetrator identity that he has.
But judges have also argued that Ongwen was mentally aware of his actions and did not do anything under duress. Could Ongwen, at some point, while he was doing whatever it is that he was doing as commander, as a child soldier, but especially when he was older, could he have said enough is enough and stopped any of the atrocities that he was doing at that time?
Well, the judge referred to evidence from people who are in the LRA captivity with him, who pointed out that he really was a very good commander, and he was very calculated in the things that he ordered and some of the crimes that he committed. So it didn't appear that there was any evidence that showed that he was forced to do any of the things. But at the same time, you know, speaking to people who were abducted, we know that there was a lot of traumatic things that people who were forced into captivity were forced to witness and to participate in. So I think it's important to understand the context in which he was in, but also recognize that he pretty much did these things as an adult and to a certain extent on his own free will.
And that's exactly, I think, what the ICC has been saying, is that they haven't found any evidence that he had been forced into doing any of these things. Considering that, Oryem, what do you think is the likelihood of what sentence they might hand down to him?
I'm not sure. I can't predict that at the moment. We are waiting for the sentencing hearings to start in April, at which point we will have a sense, I think, of what direction that is going to take. But again, just reiterating that we are calling for the judges to take into consideration his status as both a victim and a perpetrator to mitigate whatever sentence they eventually hand down.
Thank you so much for that, Oryem Nyeko. He's human rights activist and researcher at Human Rights Watch Africa Division.